Once you start losing some hair, you begin the frantic Google search on, is there a cure for hair loss? That depends on two things. One, what's causing your hair loss? And two, what do we consider a cure? So going right into number one, what's causing your hair loss? There are so many things that can be contributing to your hair loss, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. So your balding and thinning hair is often referred to as alopecia, and alopecia is Latin for baldness. So I'll list off some of the most popular, or should I say common reasons for hair loss, and maybe some that you haven't really thought of. And in no particular order, here we go. The first is age. Of course, it's common to see people as they get older, they lose hair. In fact, it's considered normal to lose up to 100 hairs a day and it not even be noticeable. The difference is once it starts exceeding that, you start to notice. And as we age, our cells just begin to die off. They don't reproduce new cells, in which case they don't reproduce hair. Number two is genetics. Genetics control pretty much everything about us, what makes us, us. It determines our height, our hair color, our eye color, and, how big our feet are. So, you didn't get a choice in how tall you are. You don't get a choice whether you start to lose hair, unfortunately. Or is it actually quite fortunate because now you get to embrace the bald lifestyle? Quick side note, it's not just the mother's side of the family that passes on the genes for you to lose your hair. That can come from either side. So obviously the first two were probably the most common, right? As you get older, you lose your hair and you just got passed on some genes that's causing you to lose your hair. And usually you start to lose it in your 30s, if not before, like me. Now, what are some of the less common factors contributing to your hair loss that you may not have thought of? Well, here we go. Stress. Stress does terrible things, and it can even make your hair fall out. Not just from you pulling it out, but you can get so stressed it causes such a reaction in your body to where you literally start losing your hair. Nutrition. Poor nutrition can lead to a poor head of hair. There are even certain autoimmune diseases that will actually contribute to your hair loss. Certain parts of alopecia actually does this. Your own immune system will attack your hair follicles. Infection. You could have infection in the skin of your head, which is contributing to your hair loss, believe it or not. Medications. You could be taking medications to treat a variety of illnesses. As a side effect, you could actually lose some hair. Cancer treatments. Hair loss is common in cancer treatments, whether it be chemotherapy or radiation therapy. And lastly, hormonal imbalances can actually cause hair loss. And also, childbirth. So now we've talked about what's causing your hair loss. Now let's talk about, is there a cure for why you may be losing your hair? And that depends on what we call a cure. And I think it's worth pointing out here, a lot of people, including me sometimes, confuses treatment for a cure. A cure is where you receive either medicine, surgery, or something of that, and it permanently rids you of the problem. Whereas treatment relieves an underlying problem, but if you were to stop taking the treatment, that underlying problem would rise again. Now, if one of the very first two reasons, or maybe even a combination of both, I don't even know if that's possible, but if your hair loss is due to age or genetics, there are things that you can do to treat your hair loss, but unfortunately, there's no cure. Meaning, yes, you could do medication or you can do this red light therapy, you can do all this kind of stuff, but if you were to stop, that hair that you gained because of that treatment would go away. Now, for mostly everything else that I said, it could be stress, it could be a number of things. It could be results of medication or cancer treatments or poor nutrition. Those, I believe, can be cured when you focus on the underlying problem. Nutrition, eat better, stress, yoga, stress management, whatever you need to do to say wusa, or hormonal imbalance, see a doctor. There are a lot of things you can do and what to cure those underlying issues. So the difference is, do you have a treatable cause of hair loss or do you have a curable cause of hair loss? That might take a little bit more investigating, maybe even a doctor to diagnose, but I just hope that you learned something today, and that is, there's a difference between, is there a cure for hair loss? And of course, the most well-known thing is there a treatment for hair loss? Of course there's treatment for hair loss, but depending upon what's causing it, there might be a cure. Or you can do what some of us do if you're in the first two categories, age or genetics, and that is join the bald lifestyle. And that's what this channel is about. Thanks so much, and until the next time.